everyone. We are gonna start the meeting. Councilmember Chesik did let us know he's gonna be running just a little behind. So once he joins us, we will add him to the attendance, and I do not see Councilmember Stoffels yet. So let me see. All right, so I would like to call this meeting to order today, December 17, it's a Tuesday at 7 p.m. This is a special legislative meeting of the mayor and council, and this will be our last legislative meeting for 2024. And after this, it's going to be followed by our regular scheduled work session. Okay. All right. So call to order. Valerie Woodall.
I'm here.
Danielle.
Here.
And I don't see Gerald Luke yet. So they're on their way. All right. Perfect. Barry, can you lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. And can you move forward reviewing the agenda, please?
Yes, agenda of the special legislative meeting of the mayor and city council, city of Mount Rainier, Maryland, virtual meeting Tuesday, December 17th, 2024 at 7 p.m. 1, call to order, pledge of allegiance. 2, review of agenda, 5 minutes. The mayor and city council will review the agenda for the meeting, adding or deleting topics of interest or discussion. 3, presentation on the Youth Scholarship Awards, 15 minutes. The mayor and council will present the Youth Scholarship Awards to 7 awardees. 4, public comment. Please see page 2 of the agenda where rules for public comment are listed. If you wish to speak, please advise during the virtual meeting. Old business, number 5, ARPA discussion and vote, number 39, 25 minutes. The mayor and council will vote on the following. 1, reallocating funds from the following projects to Potts Hall / Welcome Center project, Newton Street, 34th through 37th, $37,071.17. Richardson Park, $100,000. Social worker, $39,081.65. Student scholarship, $6,713.81. Police uniform, $9,455.85. Food security, $16,578.19. Streets and sidewalk, $100,000. Home repair program, $35,224. ARPA consultant, $30,000. Business interruption fund, $15,000. And 2, allocating the remaining fund of $69,715.50 to Potts Hall Welcome Center. Yeah. New business, vote on approval of variance request for 4,224 29th Street, Mount Rainier, Maryland, 20712. The mayor and council will vote on approving the variance request for 4,224 29th Street, Mount Rainier, as recommended by the Design Review Board. Number 7, vote on approval of minutes for November 19th, 2024 work session, 5 minutes. The mayor and council will vote on approving the minutes for November 19th, 2024 work session. And number 8, adjournment.
Okay, so there's going to be one change that has been requested. Can you roll it down, Melly? Keep going. The vote of approval of the variance request, we're going to move it up to right before public comments. Okay, so that way we have the residents could get going, and that we could have the ARPA discussion and the approval of the minutes following, all right? And as a reminder, there is the work session following this meeting. So don't go away. All right, so perfect. Are we good with that change? All right, hearing no objections, that change will take place. Okay. All right, perfect. So we're going to move on to item number 3. Okay, and that is presentation of the Youth Scholarship Awards. The Mayor and Council present the Youth Scholarships Awards to the 7 awardees. And before we make sure that I send a special thank you to our scholarship committee, who works very, very hard. You put them away, Melly, not yet. To our in order to make sure to interview each of the applicants. They come out with questions. They follow through. And I also want to make sure I give a big thank you to our city clerk, Melissa Sam, who is our staff liaison for this program, and she coordinates the meetings, the interviews, as well as follow up with the young advocates, right? And those who have won the scholarship become our youth ambassadors for education. And I like to say that at least 3 or 4 of them were just right now, and I apologize for this mess, right? We're just right now helping us put together 500 baskets. That's what we're like running in here. So they also do service within our community and other locations as well. So without any further ado, I would like to present you guys this year 7 scholarship award recipients. Now you can put it up, Melly. I know. So we have Anthony Romero Gonzalez, Montana Norman, Kaylin Nova, Kevin Agustin, Jotzi Escobar Delgado, Rolfel Taver Rodriguez, and Justice Bell Perry. Those are our 7 awardees, and I see a couple of them here. Can you guys turn on your cameras? I see Anthony, Kaylin, Kevin. Let me see. Josie is also here. Justice is here. Where are you? Rafael is here. So I want to make sure you guys see who they are, because they'll be out there doing great work. So I'm still missing a couple cameras. So since the first one I see is you, Rafael, tell us a little bit about yourself, okay? And let us know why is this scholarship so important to you?
Hi everyone, my name is Rolfe. I'm from Honduras, and I have been here in Mount Rainier for a year, and I'm studying my MBA in the University of the District of Columbia. For me, this is really important for me having this scholarship, since I study for me mean a lot. I have been in Honduras working for a non-profit organization, and have been working for people and children, and also adults for education. So education is not only important for me, but also for all the people. And I'm always looking for help people as much as I can. As Selena said, I also was here helping volunteering. So I would say I'm a person that I also like to help the other, especially with education.
Thank you so much. Anthony, you're next on my screen. How are you, Anthony?
Hello, I'm good. How about you?
Doing good. So tell us a little bit about the scholarship and why is it important to you, and what have you been up to?
Yes, so currently I'm just finishing up school right now. I had finals just the previous week, and I'm also just trying to make sure I see how my courses are going to look for the winter and also for the spring. And the scholarship, it was very, very important to me, just because I like to really take my academics like seriously. And I also believe that with the right assistance and support, that I can definitely I can achieve so much more. So I feel like that this scholarship has definitely helped me out tremendously to focus on just my education rather on financials, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Jotzi, who I just saw like 5 seconds ago as we all ran to our houses to make sure we make this meeting. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Jotzi. I'm really grateful to receive this scholarship, since it will help me through my career. And also, I'm so ready to give back to my community. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Kevin, I see you as well.
Hello. I am grateful for like the scholarship, because it will help me like go further, since I've currently finished my finals for the fall, and yesterday I have started my winter term, because I'm trying to continue for my associate and 2 certification.
Wow. Pretty impressive. I thought I saw Montana around here. Where are you? Let me see. Montana, you here? Or did I just lost you? So please make sure you record that Constant Verstofus is here already as well. Caitlin. How are you, Caitlin?
I'm good. How are you?
So talk to us about your experience with the scholarship, or what do you see your pathway with it?
Well, I just, finished finals today. I just had a final like a few hours ago, so still reeling from that. But I find the scholarship really important to me. I've been part of Mount Rainier all my life, born and raised here, and so having this opportunity, with a background coming from immigrant parents is like very important to me. Even though I've had all these opportunities since I was born and raised in this country, to be able to continue my parents' dreams of what they planned for me, with the intent of coming to this country is very important.
Perfect. Thank you, Caitlin. Let me see. Who else did I saw right here? Justice? How are you, Justice?
Hi, can you hear me and see me?
I could hear you and I could see you now, who I just saw 5 seconds ago as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Justice. I just got done with my finals last week, actually. I attended University of Maryland Eastern Shore. And this scholarship was really important to me because I told the judges that actually when I'm a little bit older and I'm in my career and stuff, I'd also like to give back to my community and do the same thing and make sure that the future generations are able to get the same opportunity as me. It was also important because I treated it as an incentive. I wanted myself to know that I could do it again. So I got it again. I'm just very proud of myself. Yeah.
Perfect. Let
Thank
me
you.
see. You're welcome. Where are you? Montana? Hi, Montana, who I just saw as well.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late logging in.
You're fine. Montana also helped out like just right now. So all of us just left from the police station. So I spent good quality time with the kids, but I don't think they all realized that we're all like the recipients of the scholarship until right now. So it was interesting to see them together without knowing who they were. Go ahead, Montana. The floor is yours. So tell us a little bit about yourself and the scholarship.
Yeah, so my name is Montana Norman. I'm a junior at the University of Maryland College Park, majoring in journalism with a sports specification. At the University of Maryland, I'm the president of an organization called Minorities in Sports. And what we do is we kind of connect like minority students who are looking to seek opportunities in the sports industry, and we connect them with different opportunities across the industry. I think I am now a third year scholarship recipient for this scholarship, and it really does mean a lot to me because it helps me out with my tuition, and college is very expensive, and it helps out my family because there are a lot of financial hardships. And so I'm very thankful to Mayor Benitez and the scholarship committee for taking the time to get to know me and interview me each year. And so it really means a lot. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. And I think I got everybody. Did I miss one of you? I think I got all of you. All right. So these are our 7 award recipients for this year. And this puts us at a little over $100,000 that the city has put towards scholarships in the last few years. Back in 2017, it was a dream to have this. And I went to my colleagues and said, like, we need to put some money on the budget and let's make this happen, right? So thank you to all those wonderful council members in the beginning that, betted on education, and we were right there eye to eye. And when the opportunity came for ARPA, for us to decide out where funding is going to be, we knew that we wanted to make sure we pushed towards education funding. So the scholarships went from $7 for $1,000 to 7. I think last one was like 9 of them. 3 $1,000 one and 7 $3,000 each. So each of the recipients today will be getting a $3,000 check for their education. They I do check on them, constantly. They reach out if they need any help, and like we have always said, we are not your network. If you guys need anything, let us know. I also want to say a big thank you to Osman Mila, former scholarship recipient, who also stopped by and volunteered today for the 500 bags that we were doing, but also like he spreads the message to other kids so that way they know the scholarship exists. So even after you are, no longer receiving the funding, we still would love for you guys to continue being our ambassadors in education and letting other people know how important it is, but also give coming back. And, eventually also talk to our little kids, in the school. So that way they know that kids from here, Rainier, are doing the various fields and they're working hard and we have a whole community supporting you. So in saying that, congratulations. I'll be seeing you guys very soon again this week, one more time. And please extend your thank you to our parents. Some of them did went over and helped us out today. And they have been very helpful through the years as well. So thank you guys so much. So now you guys get to see each other, and how funny was that most of you guys were together just 5 minutes ago and have no idea who you guys were. I knew who you guys were, and Melly knew who you guys were, but you guys didn't know who you guys were. But okay, so perfect. Congratulations. And we look forward to hearing more about the wonderful work that you guys are doing. Yay. All right, so Councilor Berchesik is also here with us as well. He has gone through every rotation of the scholarship as well. So it's really exciting to see even more kids added to the list of what is it now, like maybe 5-6 years in a row. So it's really exciting. All right, so thank you guys so much for everything. We'll move on to item number, Melly, this is what, item number 4 now?
Yes,
Or
4.
Oh, the new number 4, which is vote on approval variance request for 42, usually I'm used to saying 4200, right? 4224 29th Street, Mount Rainier, Maryland. The mayor and council will vote on approving the variance request for 2224 29th Street, Mount Rainier, as recommended by the Design Review Board. So, Director Ferrufino, I'm assuming you're here, correct?
Yes, I am. Good
Welcome to
evening.
another of our meetings, Alma. Good having you. So tell us a little bit about the property and the design review results and meetings.
Sure. So, thank you for having me. Good evening, Mayor, Council, City Manager, and residents. We are here to speak on the design review board meeting decision done on variance 4224 29th Street. And they went ahead and reviewed all the documentation, what the county wanted to hear. So they definitely drafted the letter. I'm not sure whether Melissa wants to go ahead and read the letter, but I know that Miss Jacqueline Holland is here. She's the owner of the property. This will be done in order for her to actually submit all the plans and the application for a final to the DPI. So if Melissa wants to read the letter and if Miss Holland has any words for us, definitely you can come on.
So, Melly, do you have the letter? And I'll just need to see the final paragraph of the letter. What's the recommendation from the Design Review Board? And to get a bit of little clearing of understanding, how do you call it, for those that don't know, we have a committee, the Design Review Board, that is composed of committee members that have various areas of expertise. The way it works is if there is something the resident wants to do and the county is having questions that doesn't fall into the county, give me 1 second. So I know if, how do you call it, if there is something that falls outside the design, they go to the committee and the committee works with them in order to make sure that they're able to get to a consensus and help them on like reshaping the plans in order for them to be able to keep the same character that we have for the city. And sometimes it takes one meeting, sometimes it takes several meetings, and then the review board will send us a recommendation. We signed it off and send it to the various parties to make sure to say we approve it or do not approve it. So I want to definitely thank the committee who helped us out. And I do not see Nathan here, right? Or is Nathan here?
No, they're actually not attending the meeting.
Okay. So the final part of this letter is, let me see. All right. So after several meetings, there says, there you go. Ms. Holland met with the Design Review Board on December 12th to present her plans. None of the adjournment property owners have attended either the initial BTCA hearing or a public DRB meeting to object, and the applicant stated that all are supportive of her plan. The four attending DRB members voted unanimously to support the application. The existing conditions were asked to validate are not unusual for houses in Mount Rainier, since most of the city, including her house, was built nearly a century before the current zoning ordinance was passed. Smaller lots and the complications they can bring are common to home improvement projects in our town, and should not bar Mounties from enjoyment and sorry guys, this is a little fine print. Utility of their properties. Throughout discussion, we determined that the new conditions she seeks to create and increase its lot coverage and is keeping within the intents of the Prince George's County Master Plan and not detrimental to her immediate neighbors or community at large. The proposed addition is aesthetically appropriate to the existing. As a single story added to the back of the house, it will be nearly invisible to the street except as a small bump out far back on the lot. Site permeability for rainwater won't be significant affecting because the proposed addition will replace an existing concrete patio. Furthermore, this addition believes support a goal that I know my Rainier residents and council have supported for many years, and I hope that the BCA will as well. That a resident who's lived here for 30 years may adapt her home to age in place so that she can stay in our neighbor. She could stay our neighbor for years to come. The Design Review Board thanks Mayor and Council for your attention to this matter and hopes you will agree with our recommendations to support this appeal to the BCA. Respectfully, Nathan Ceron, and Nathan is the chair of the committee. All right. Perfect. So we have Ms. I apologize. Where are you? Okay, Ms. Holland, correct? My apologies. It's like I'm scrolling around everywhere. Ms. Holland, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for going through the whole process with the Design Review Board. And as we have heard, council and community, the Design Review Board has written a letter asking Mayor and Council to move forward with adjustments, and they're supportive of it. So, Ms. Holland, thank you for being a resident for 30 years and counting. We definitely appreciate that you're making modifications to be able to continue being a resident, and that's very wonderful. So the floor is yours if you want to share anything with us.
Well, I was really happy to meet with the board last week and just, have discussion around the property and the plans for it. And as I mentioned there, my neighbors are all in support of it. And, I've lived here for a long time and love where I live, love my neighbors, and we all get along well together. So I'm happy, with the support to move forward with this addition.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So I'll go around the room for Mayor and Council, but it's usually customary for us to agree with the experts. And in this case, the Design Review Board are the experts. They have architects, design, years of knowledge combined. But I'll go to Ward 2 since it is in your ward. Valerie, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And thank you. These plans look really good. And I'm glad you went through the process as well. So we're looking forward to, further investment in Mount Rainier. So thank you.
Jared?
Yep, just wanted to echo what Valerie said. I'm excited for additional investment in Mount Rainier. And thank you so much.
Perfect. Danielle and Luke?
Yes, hi, Ms. Holland. I'm the liaison for the Design Review Board, even though I was unable to make the meetings for some personal reasons. So I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you in person, but I know Nathan and the other guys put a lot of work into looking into your designs, and we're very excited about your desire to stay in the community. And they were very happy to be able to approve this, and I'm very excited for you. And I hope I do get to meet you in the future. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
Luke?
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Holland, just thank you so much for investing in your home and investing in this community for so long and continuing to do so. And I look forward to seeing your house when it's done. Thanks.
Thank you.
So Luke, before you skate this, I know I didn't ask you to go first, but can you go ahead and give the Brian Miller spiel too as well for Ms. Holland, so that way she could hear this on the record?
Yep. Ms. Holland, there's just a few things we'd like to make sure residents are aware of when doing construction. Just a couple things. One is that construction should not start before 8 a.m. or after 8 p.m. or else we get angry calls from neighbors. So please help us not get angry calls from neighbors. We do have protections for our trees in our community. So if you have large trees, you can talk with Alma about whether or not protections need to be put into place, or orange fencing around it, little plastic fencing, and no heavy machinery on the roots of some of those big trees. And just if a lot of clay or soil is going to be excavated out, be careful not to have that soil right next to a sidewalk or a neighbor's yard, because if it rains, then you get a lot of that runoff onto a neighbor's yard or onto the sidewalk, and then you got to kind of clean that up, and that can be an issue as well. But thank you so much for your investments, and I think I hit them all. Thank you, Mayor.
Perfect. Thank you, Luke. And Melanie, on the screen, please. You have it, Melly? I only see Luke on my screen. Thank you. All right, let me see. Go all the way in. I want to make sure that is okay. So I want to make sure it's on the screen. So the new number, the old number 6, new number 4 calls for a vote. Can I have a vote to approve the variance request for 4224 29th Street as recommended by the Design Review Board? Can I have a second?
Second.
It's been probably moved in second. Any discussion? Objection, abstentions, hearing none. This vote moves unanimously. So, Ms. Holland, we have approved to support the design review recommendation, and we'll be sending the information to the right channels to make sure they know of our decision. Okay. And thank you so much for everything, and anything you need, reach out to Alma. She'll be your point of contact and help you through the different information. So thank you so much for joining us. Okay.
Thank you, and happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays to you too. All right. Alma and your team, thank you so much as well for the work you do to try to get us to this point. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Go ahead. Are you done for today, Alma, or you're here?
I'm here.
All right, perfect. All right, so moving on to item number 4, public comment. Go ahead and scroll it down, Millie. Scroll there. You scroll so much that my phone went flying. Okay, so Mayor Constant Vice and welcome. Comments of the public meeting. The mayor or presiding officer will recognize you. Please introduce yourself. First and last name for recurring purposes, and give the name of your street and block number. As an example, 4300 block of 34th Street. Please indicate in the chat whether you would like the mayor to read your comment or you will speak on your comment. Public comment has a time limit of 3 minutes per speaker, unless otherwise agreed upon by the mayor. While speaking, please maintain a courteous tone and avoid personal attacks. If you wish to lodge a complaint about the performance or conduct of a city employee, please bring the concern's attention to our city manager, in this case, Mr. Kamali, who will look into the matter and respond to you. As a courtesy to other residents of business, the council requests that the speakers do not use a specific address or names of individuals when describing a situation or making complaint, noting the block is preferred over a specific address. And just a reminder to be added to that, you only get the mic once. So even if you add in the chat a bunch of other items, those are not going to be read because you already stated your comments virtually on air. Okay, so we want to be fair, because if not, those 3 minutes become more extended if that continues to happen. So, Jairus, anybody on Facebook has made any comments? Okay, so if you're here in the chat and you want to make a comment, name, last name, block and street number, put it in the chat and we'll call upon you. So I'm gonna wait at least a minute. So if you have something to say, I could call upon you. So I see nothing, and for the most part, I see our staff console and our scholarship recipients. That's who I see right now. So I will take it that there's no comment on behalf of anybody. All right. So at this point, I'm going to close the public comment portion of the agenda, and we'll move on to old businesses. Item number 6 in this case, ARPA discussion and vote number 39. The mayor and council will vote on the following relocating funds. Number 1, relocating funds from the following projects to Potts Hall Welcome Center project. Give me 1 second. Okay, so Valerie read them all, but I'll go ahead and read them again. And just as a reminder, this will be, unless something changes, but this will be our final vote for the ARPA funding. We are required to take a vote to be able to approve. The last thing that we've asked our city manager a couple of times over was to go through the whole entire extensive SO sheet that we had for ARPA. And we have made an agreement that anything that was not used for those funds was going to be moved into the Potts Hall project. So Mr. Kamali is presenting to us all the various line items of that we have extra money. And if we are gonna read through every single line item that has the extra money, come up with what the total of that is, it's on that document, and then move those funds through a vote through the Potts Hall project. And as you can tell, this item has been discussed for 39 times, and that is the ARPA, because we want to make sure we are very careful with the federal allocated funding. So if they ask us something, we could go back and say on item number A, B, C, D, G, these items were talked. All right, so let me read through them. Okay, Newton Street project, 34 to 37th Street, 37,071 with 17 cents. Register Park, $100,000. Social worker, 39,081 with 65 cents. Student scholarship, 6,713 with 81 cents. Police uniforms, 9,455 with 85 cents. Food insecurity, 16,578.19. Streets and sidewalks, 100,000. Home repair program, 35,224. ARPA consultant, 30,000. Business interruption fund, 15,000. For a total of 69,715 with 50 cents. So that's the first part of it, right? The second part, allocating the remaining funds of 69,715.50 cents to Potts Hall Welcome Center. And there's the line item for it's called Potts Hall Welcome Center. So before I call for the vote, Mr. Kamali, is there anything you would like to add or say before I call for the vote?
No, Mayor, I appreciate that. So just, if you guys don't want me to read anything on the spreadsheet that we have, or if any council member have any question regarding those allocations, I'll be glad to, respond to them and give them the information.
Perfect. So thank you, Mr. Kamal. I just want to make sure that there was nothing else to add. All right. So there is a little beautiful, little tiny spreadsheet. And let me see. That will put, if you notice, so that the chart will, oh, Mr. Kamal, you or Ron Wilson might have to read this. Actually, you know what? You or Mr. Ron Wilson, can you go ahead and go read? I would like for you guys to read how much money was originally approved, that change, and it's revised to, so we had it at least in record since the last time we're going to be reading this. Go ahead.
All right, Newton Street, $922,000 was allocated by mayor and council. We have a contract for $884,928.83. Therefore, we have $37,071.17 that will be allocated to Potts Hall. Food security, it was originally $300,000. We spent $283,421.81. Therefore, we have $16,578 $1,019, which will be allocated to Potts Hall. Richardson Park, it was originally $150. We are in process of receiving $100,000 from PG County, as mayor, you know it. So we are trying to allocate this money before the last chance, because we can only obligate the money until December. So what I am, suggesting to use only 50,000, and hopefully we have given everything to the park and planning. The contract for Richardson Park, which we spent $256,000 over there. So hopefully we can credit $100,000 over here and send it to Potts Hall. Social worker. Social worker was originally $120. I talked to Ron Wilson. We're gonna pay the social worker until December, and then after that, it's gonna go to the regular, operating budget, so we can use this money, which is, $39,081.65 to Potts Hall. ARPA consultant, it was $150,000. So we have a contract until September of next year, 2025, and it's gonna be only $120,000. If we need to have him, hopefully all the projects will be completed by that time. If we need to extend, Mr. Hemler's, contract, I can use the money that is gonna come to Potts Hall later on, the budget amendment, and switch the money, that 30,000 over there. And then student scholarship, it was 105. We spent 98, 286.19, and we have 6,713.81, which will go to Potts Hall again. Police uniform, it was 36,500. We spent 27,044.15, and we have $9,455.85 that will go to Potts Hall. Street and sidewalks. Again, street and sidewalks, we've been working, originally was $100,000 that allocated to, as a city's 20% share, but still we are in communication with Federal Highway Department. So we are just, working on the contract. We cannot use that money, and in order not to lose it, I'd rather use it for Potts Hall and later on use the operating budget and come up with our 20% match for SS4A. City-based home repair, that was extended until last Friday, and we had $150,000. We spent $114,776 for 20 applicants, and right now we have 35,224 extra that will go to Potts Hall again. And then the last one is going to be business interruption. We had originally 45,000. We paid 15,000 to Penny Royal and 15,000 to Era Wine Bar. That's 2 applicants, 2 business. And then we have 15,000 left over, which is going to go to Potts Hall. The total from reallocation is going to be $389,124.67. And this will go to Potts Hall, plus there was unallocated $69,715.50 that we did not allocate it. That was the difference between March 19 allocation and original fund that we received, which is $5,435,665.50. So we have $69,715.50 that has not been allocated. So if you bring that one and add it to the reallocation, we're going to get a total of $458,840.17. The total allocation by adding that 69,000, it's going to be total allocation to Potts Hall, $1,813,000 $829.33. So that's the final allocation. I'm sorry, some of my reading, those numbers was not good, so just forgive me for that. And we should be fine, and everything should be okay until December 31st. All the projects have been completed, as you see on our list. Melissa, could you go up on the blue, column? And all the projects have been completed. So we have Newton Street and and the City Hall, Potts Hall Welcome Center. And hopefully this is going to be completed by 2025 next year. And we're going to be before the due date, which was 2026. Thank you to Mayor and Council. Thank you to Melissa and Ron Wilson and everyone, the team that helped me to go through this process. If you have any question, I'll be glad to answer.
You're on mute, Mayor.
Oh, sorry, that's what I get. Can you put the other screen, Melly? The one that has the reference? Oof, not that one. Keep going. Keep putting it up. It might be okay. So we have allocation number 1, which was all those numbers, and allocation number 2, the 69,000 for a total of, Mr. Kamali, the 69,000 plus all those numbers was the final total for that. So that way when we make the motion, we know exactly how much money we're moving towards Potts Hall.
Exactly.
That one right there?
Yeah, right there.
So that's 458,840 with 17 cents.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
All right, Council. So we already read line item by line item of the items that are going to be moved towards the reallocation of Potts Hall. We also, like the second bullet point, is money that was not previously reallocated that will fall into Potts Hall. That's a 69,000 for a total of the 458,840 with 17 cents. So that's what's going to be reallocated. So I'm going to open the floor so you guys say your piece. If you're just going to pass, say pass. Okay, but that way we could put the motion on the floor. And if you have any questions for our city manager, go ahead and ask them. So I'll start with you, Luke. Go ahead.
Incredible amount of work that went into all these projects. Mr. Kamali, city staff, just thank you for everything you've done to get us to this point and helping us get to a point where we can allocate everything that's left into Potts Hall. And that's in no small part because of your dedication to making sure these projects go through in a manner that keeps us some money on the side to put to Potts Hall. So thank you, everyone. Totally supportive.
Perfect. Thank you, Danielle. Then Jarrett.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Kamali. I appreciate this. That's a lot of money going to a big project. So chipping away at it little by little. I appreciate this. Thank you very much.
Jarrett, Valerie.
Yep. Just want to echo Danielle and Luke's thoughts. Thanks for, again, executing all the massive projects that we put before you. I'm glad we have some leftover unspent funds, and I'm glad that we also have a very big project that is going to benefit our city. It's going to form our civic center that, we're able to put that money towards. So thank you for your hard work and your, keeping on pushing on getting this done, and excited for new city hall to be open next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie.
Yeah, I echo what everybody else has already said, and thank you for walking through the reallocation plus the new allocation that hadn't been done before, so that we have a very clear vision of what this is and where it's coming from. So thank you for all your work, and let's go forward.
All right, perfect. So thank you, Mr. Kamal. The other thing is we need to take into consideration, it wasn't just making sure they save money, but also continue to go after grants that will offset some of the costs that we had up front. Some of these projects, we've been able to maximize it because they matched in between city funds, grants, and ARPA money to be able to complete them. Like an example is Richester Park. We subsidize some of the money. Then they got this other grant that's able to subsidize even more money. So in that sense, we were able to complete the projects, and that has helped to be able to complete projects in real time. Does have some old documents like it was Potts Hall, right? That file, I think, Luke, if we saw it every other year was a lot, right? maybe a couple of times over, right? And it was basically like, this is the dream, this is the dream. And, but I would be remiss if I don't thank, obviously, our president, President Biden, for making sure the, ARPA money infrastructure bill came through. Outstanding concept, but also our delegation of Maryland. I had the pleasure of just sitting down with Senator Bercardi, who fought and also make sure that this funding was available. Senator Van Hollen as well, who also was key. So both of them were out there making sure they fought the good fight to make sure the money will come directly to municipalities, and that's what we have it. And I'll tell you this, with all the different talks that we've been having to the current administration, right? Has been the same message. Like, if there's any more additional direct funding that could be appropriated to like municipalities, that's the route we would like to see. And that was like a big success when it came to the infrastructure bill, right? The $9.7 million that we received. But again, it's taken a lot of work for people to say like, hey, we could manage money as a city. So I want to thank our city staff for making sure that every penny was accounted for, and we went through all the votes and everything necessary, so that way if they need any information from us, we have it. But showcasing once again that small municipalities could handle this big amount of money, because it was quite a bit of more, quite a bit of money, the equivalent, and at times even more, how do you call it, than our actual annual budget. So thank you guys for making sure you guys stood the part and basically roll with every punch that was given, and barrier, and trying to figure this out, because it was definitely a new program. So in saying that, I'm gonna put a motion in the floor to reallocate 4,050,840,017 towards Paul Hall's Welcome Center. Can I have a second?
Second.
It's probably moved and second. Discussion, objection, abstention, hearing none. This motion passes unanimously. So Mr. Kamali, you have your marching orders, and this will also allow our team to be able to submit the documents before deadline, reallocate the money that needs to be relocated, because before the end of December, they need to do a pretty nice hefty report with all this information to submit. We do have 2 years to finish some of the other projects, but even then, now that so much is taken out of the plate, it allows for us to finalize some of the ARPA, like things that we need to do, but also focus on the infrastructure build and the other grants that we have. That's going to be another heavy lifting for our team, and they've been working on it for quite a few months, but we're happy to say that the contract was signed, and now we're working with more internal things here in the state to try to get us across the things that we need. So thank you guys so much to the whole entire team. We couldn't do it without you. So thank you guys so much. All right, so that was the big one. Number 7, vote on approval of minutes for November 19. This for the work session minutes. Those minutes were superintendent. Can I have a motion on the floor?
So moved.
It's probably moved and second.
Second.
It's probably moved and second. Any discussion? Objection, abstention, hearing none. The voting for approval minutes on November 19 has passed unanimously. Now we go to item number. Millie, can you put the events on the screen before I adjourn?
I have the events on the other.
Okay, that's fine. Then if you have any other one, that's fine. Okay, so can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
It's been probably moved and second. Any discussion? Objection, abstention, hearing none. The special legislative meeting of Mayor and Council, the last one of the year, because I don't think Mr. Kamal is going to pull us for another one, has come to an end. And we're going to move directly into a work session. So don't go anywhere, okay? All right, perfect. Thank you guys so much. So at this point, I'd like to call the work session of the Mayor and Council to order. This is a virtual work session on today, December 17, 2024. Immediately following the special legislative meeting, it is 7:50. We're going to do call to order. Valerie Woodall.
I'm here.
Luke.
Here.
Jared.
I'm here.
Danielle.
Here.
Okay, and I'm here. So is full Mayor and Council, and so was for the other meeting. Perfect. So I'm going to move on to item number 2, review of the agenda. The mayor and council review the agenda for the meeting, adding, deleting topics of interest or discussion. Valerie, can you go ahead and read the agenda for us, please?
Yep. Agenda for the work session of the Mayor and City Council, City of Mount Rainier, Maryland, virtual work session Tuesday, December 17th, 2024, following the special legislative meeting. Items for discussion, call to order, number 1. Number 2, review of the agenda. The Mayor and Council will review the agenda for the meeting, adding or deleting topics of interest or discussion. Number 3, update on the volunteer firefighters returning to the Bunker Hill Fire Station, 20 minutes. Mayor Selena Benitez will give an update on the volunteer firefighters returning to the Bunker Hill Fire Station. Number 4, presentation and discussion on ordinance number 01/2025, budget amendment number 1, 10 minutes. The mayor and council will have a discussion on the ordinance number 1/2025. Number 5, presentation of the minutes. The city clerk will present the December 4, 2024 legislative meeting minutes to the mayor and council. And number 6, adjournment.
So one edit before we move on is the career firefighters, not the volunteer firefighters, okay? So let's make sure we made that edit in the agenda. Can you go ahead and read the upcoming events as well?
Yep. Upcoming events, holiday basket distribution, December 19th, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., the police department community room. City administrative offices closing 2 hours early, December 24, 2024, in observance of Christmas Day. City's administrative offices closed December 25th, 2024, Christmas Day. City administrative offices closing 2 hours early, December 31st, 2024, in observance of New Year's Day. City administrative offices closed January 1st, 2025, New Year's Day.
And just a reminder, electronic recycling is going to happen this Saturday. So be ready for that. And we have Santa Claus riding with our volunteer fire department starting at 6 from 6 to 8 this Saturday. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so we'll be busy until Sunday. All right, perfect. All right, up to the top of the screen, Miley. Oh, do you have the letter in front of you? If not, here, let me read it and then you can move up. Thank you, Millie. All right, so item number 3 with the change, it says update on the volunteers, update on the career firefighters return to Bunker Hill Fire Station. So make sure that is edited in the final document, okay, Millie? Mayor Benitez will give an update on the career firefighters returning to Bunker Hill Fire Station. Do you have the letter with you, Melly, or no? Thank you, Melly. All right, so it's been everywhere on social media, and the city also sent out an e-blast, and I know that various of the council members have spoken to their community members about the career firefighters returning to Station A55 or 55 as in short, right? That's the number for Bunker Hill Fire Station. Just as a little bit of a recap, a few months ago, we were told that the career firefighters were going to be pulled, and this was informed to us by Chief Green. Chief Green is the firefighters, Prince George's County firefighters chief. That they were going to be pulled because there was a lot of mandatory holdup and they needed to reassess the situation, provide some coverage, and the career firefighters of a couple of fire stations, including the Bunker Hill one, got moved to elsewhere. In it, our volunteer firefighters did stay. And the idea was to be supported by other fire stations, heavily the Bladensburg Volunteer Fire Department, who's one of the closest ones to us, right? In saying that, we got to working, and calling her. I've been fortunate enough that I met Chief Green in various meetings, and she's always been very welcoming when it comes to taking calls and answer questions. And so I reached out to her and said, I need to know what's going on, and you need to know where the city stands with this. And immediately we started having meetings. I know Councilor Woodall has attended some of them with me. Our city manager has also attended some of them. And in the meantime, I also had very constant conversations with the chief of the volunteer firefighters, Chief Jason Fisher. in order to be able to all be on the same page in what we were advocating. And at the same time, it's like what was being asked and requested. So it took a lot of team effort. I know that volunteers on their own were, having conversations with Chief Green and other members about how they feel about career firefighters leaving. I know our delegation, District 47, our county council member from District 2, and everybody that has the elected title in front of it had various conversations and their concerns about like having the career firefighters being brought back to the station. And I will say to you that every single mayor that is attached to one of the fire stations where the career firefighters were pulled also had conversations. That includes all 5 of us from Bunker Hill, Greenbelt, College Park, every single one, Berwyn, and we were all in communication with each other. As you guys are aware, it's like I belong to several organizations, and as a matter of fact, I'm the president of the Prince George's County Municipal Association, right? That encompasses all 27 municipalities. So my communications with them are pretty constant. So I will hear about the meetings that they have. They hear about our meetings, and then we will work on and figuring out what potentially could be done in order to make sure we advocate, one, for the return of the career firefighters, make sure our residents were also safe, but also making sure that upgrades that were being requested were also taken in consideration, right? So it was a lot of open discussion about how we felt. And I'll tell you this, that not once did I hear anybody in the elected office said we do not want the career firefighters. I think in every single conversation, it was the same. When are they coming back? We need them. We need information. We need data, and so on and so on and so on, right? So in saying that, there was also, I know the council called for a meeting. The county council called for a meeting in order to get answers as well. But I will say to you that even before that meeting, there were also our county council members in every single district were heavily involved in making sure that career firefighters went back. So I want to thank also community members that joined that meeting and voicing their concerns. I think that most of us got calls regarding our residents' concerns about how they felt about career firefighters not being there. The volunteers also, Chief White, the chief of the volunteer firefighters, also held meetings and so on. But it was very interesting because any meeting that was held, information was going everywhere. So before they could get to the next group, information was flying. But I think that it took a lot of communication, a lot of patience on both ends in trying to get the people that, coming back. And we're happy to say that the letter's been circulated, so I don't need to read through it, but I'll read one paragraph on it. Can you move it up, please, Millie? What it says, what we are getting back and when, right there. So let me see. Okay, so what the date that you need to keep in mind is effective December 29. That's when 24 personnel across 4 shifts will be returning to the Bunker Hill Fire Station. We will also be hosting a paramedic engine with 4 personnel and a paramedic ambulance with 2 personnel per shift. The advanced life support capabilities of these units are an enhancement from the engine and ambulance that were assigned to Station 55 prior to the staffing relocation. The other thing to point out that is important is that there are 2 recruit classes that will start training in Leadership Academy. They already started, one in December and the other one in March 2025. So conversations and support with the other firehouses that still need their career firefighters will continue. We'll continue advocating and supporting them as well. I want to say to you guys that although the career firefighters came back to our station first, we'll continue advocating for all the career firefighters to go back to different stations that may have they're fully funded. And, the good thing about having good communications with the other elected officials is that they know where we stand and how supportive. And I'll say to you that in communicating with them, every single one of them was very happy and supportive that our career firefighters were coming back. The words that I hear from them is like, it gives us hope that we're going to get ours back. And we're really happy to see that you guys are getting them. And it's definitely needed. So that is more or less a bit of update, but I want to give a big shout out to the Rainier volunteer firefighters who stepped up in order to help and making sure that the fire station wasn't closed down. We did have an ambulance during peak hours, right? But it's important to us to know that, you know, working together we'll get across. I also want to give a big shout out to the Gayward Farmers Market, who also did a fundraiser for the Mount Rainier and the Brentwood Volunteer Fire Department, but also, you know, by them being in that location, it allows for people to keep in mind what our volunteer station and our fire careers also do and work with them. Give me a minute, guys. Let me get a charger. But in saying that, I will tell you that we're very happy to have them. And all around right now, the city continues to work with our volunteer firefighters when it comes to grants and applications and funding. And right now we're going to the budget process as well. So overall, we're going to continue advocating for the rest of the career firefighters to be on it, make sure that the fire stations are funded, and continue collaborating with the other elected officials and community members and volunteers when it comes to the various fire stations, including our own. But I definitely want to say thank you to all those people that wrote, made calls, and to the various elected officials, both from our fire station and other cities, who have been very supportive and have very kind things to say about our career firefighters returning. And in some cases, theirs have not returned. And I don't want to sit here and give the information about what the changes in their station is until they get their career firefighters. I think it's very responsible for me to allow them to be able to share that information with their community. So that is more or less, and we're happy to have them back. So thank you guys so much. And the information is also being shared through our networks to make sure that community knows that they will be coming back. All right. And if something changes, we'll continue advocating and moving. But at this point, all points show that the trajectory is for them to come back on the 29th. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Moving on to the next item. Oof, Melly. Sorry. We have, this is you, Mr. Kamali, presentation and discussion, Ordinance 01-2025, budget amendment number 1. We have 10 minutes of discussion. Mayor and Council will have a discussion, Ordinance 01-2025. Mr. Kamali, I'll cede the floor to you. I'm assuming, let me know if I cede it to Ron after you. I'm going to turn off my mic while I go run and get a charger, okay? Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mayor. As you know that we got 2 items, tonight that we're going to request a budget amendment and moving the money from contingency. So I'll let Ron Wilson is here and he's going to take over from me. And if you guys have any question, we'll be glad to answer. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Mr. Kamali. Ron Wilson, who is who does a lot of audits and finance and everything else for the city. I mean, the list is long. Ron Wilson, go ahead. The floor is yours.
You're muted.
You're muted, Ron. You did exactly what I did a few minutes ago.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead. You're fine.
Melissa, could you scroll down, please? Okay, thank you. So the first budget amendment is that we want to move $23,000 out of contingency and into the Arts Commission. This is for an additionally requested program. I think everybody's familiar with it. The second item is to move $11,000 out of contingency and into the conference and convention expense for the mayor and council. This is to fund the spring MML conference. We have already had the winter MML conference that we've expended money for. So those are the 2 items that we're requesting the budget amendment for.
Thank you so much. And just a little bit of history. Last year on the budget, we told Councilor Verchesek that we will honor moving money from the arts, from the contingency to the Arts Commission in order to be able to approve the budget. And so here we are making sure that we stand true to our promise. But promise doesn't get us anywhere. We have to vote on this, right? But that's the reason why it's here. On the other item, in the past, maybe one or two of us have gone to the MML Fall Conference. Actually, 4 of us attended the MML Fall Conference this year, so that has changed a little bit. The problem has been that we did not make that adjustment when it came to the line item, and we should have. So that's the reason why we are here. The other thing is like there's a couple of the extra meetings that I have to attend, right? And that has taken a little bit more for us to do. But heavily is we went from maybe 3 of us attending the summer conference to 5 of us attending. And 1 of us, maybe 2, I think it was like Mayor Miles and myself, the only 2 that attended the fall conference, to 4 of us. So what the staff wants to make sure is to put enough funding in there to be able to fund everything else that's coming along with the conference. The other thing that we didn't take into account was that there's a lot of extra work that I'm also doing when it comes to the NLC. A lot of heavily based with the 9.7 million that we got, right? And that also is going to help fund some of the stuff that that I also have to do when it comes to going to the conferences and to extra meetings at those conferences. And even in the one I just came back from Tampa, not only did I have to go to 3 other meetings and presentations, I also was in the panel. And I also work with a group of people that gave us the, that helped us with the grant application to be able to create a new grant application that we have applied in order to help us utilize the money correctly. And that'll is no additional cost to us. So that's part of like business. So more or less, that's the reason why the staff is asking for extra money to make sure that we do not go on the red on that line item, because we're very close to being there. Okay, so this is the first reading anyway. So Mr. Kamali, actually, Valerie, can you do me a favor? Melly, take it from the top, and Valerie will go ahead and read the whole document to make sure it's read into the record, okay? And this is the first reading of the document. Go ahead.
Okay, City of Mount Rainier, Maryland, ordinance number 01-2025, budget amendment number 1, authorizing a movement of funds in the fiscal year 2025 budget between line items. Whereas the City of Mount Rainier budget for fiscal year 2025 was adopted by ordinance number 03-2024 in April 2024. And whereas it has been deemed necessary to transfer funds between line items to meet current demand for goods and services, and now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Mount Rainier, Maryland, that the following transfer of funds between appropriations shall be made to the fiscal year 2025 budget of the City of Mount Rainier. From line item 5598, contingency amount 23,000, to line item 5555, Arts Commission amount 23,000. From line item 5598, contingency amount 11,000, to line item 5530, conferences / convention expenses, mayor and council, amount 11,000. This ordinance is adopted by the Council of the City of Mount Rainier.
Thank you so much. And just to clarify my apology, this is the work session. This is what happens when you go from one session to the other, right? This is the work session. We usually bring the budget amendments to the work session, and then it's going to go for first reading, and then it's going to go to vote. All right. So I want to make sure that's clarified. My apologies. So yeah, it takes, this is the reason why the staff is putting it ahead of time. So that way the funds will be available when needed. All right. Thank you, Mr. Kamali, Ron, also Natalie, the whole finance team. I know Melly as well helps out with putting documents together for us. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for presenting this document. And in our first meeting of the year in January, we will have the first official reading. All right. Cool. All right. Move on to the next.
Mayor.
Yes.
I want one question from the commission, because I know we've done this in the past. It seemed like there was consensus coming out of the last meeting that they could sort of move forward with the process. To start the RFP, there's a fee associated with the site that hosts the ability for artists to submit their submissions and sort of manage all of that. Would I be able to connect the Arts Commission with the city to be able to fund that very, very small fee out of the contingency for the time being while we work this through?
Luke, so just clarification, this is for a new project or for this project? Because I think for this project, there's funding money, right?
Yeah, for this project, not a new project. This
Mayor,
project.
can I answer that?
Go ahead, Mr. Kamali.
Yeah, right now, look, we got $5,000 in the budget.
Okay.
So this is 23. It's going to be needed in June, according to that presentation that they had. So they're welcome to release their RFP.
Okay.
And if there is any cost, send me the information and we'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you.
This was like for the other project that we promised you will put the money on it in case you guys use it. So the project that you guys have right now, that's already in the budget. So you're good with that.
Yeah, I'm actually, it's the $23,000 one. They have to pay to host the site. I'll work it with the city manager. Thank you.
Work with Kamali. You should be fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, but yeah, so we I mean, at this point, it's like we're definitely going through the process of doing it, but I expect everybody to honor the word to carry through, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like every single one of us wants our projects out there, and it's making our city look very beautiful. You know, every single bit helps. So thank you, Luke, for creating that commission, leading it, and also to our wonderful Arts Commission for all the hard work they do, because it's definitely not easy work trying to decide on beautiful art pieces. I mean, that's very challenging. I don't envy them for that. I'm glad that they recommend to us, right? All right, perfect, Luke. So work with the city manager, and that should be able to go through with the things that you need, okay? Good? All right, perfect. So moving on to the next one, presentation of minutes. The city clerk will present the December 4, 2024 legislative meeting minutes to Mayor and Council. Those are in your package. Melly, thank you so much. For us, we will be talking about presenting minutes from December 4. That's something that we keep repeating. That wasn't something was standard in the past, and that has been standard for the past, for the very recent now, right? So that's very outstanding. So that way, like, the minutes go up in our website, videos and everything. So it helps to make sure that we get everything we need. And whether you realize it or not, like, all that helps when it comes to the audits, because if they need like documentation, backup information, or for Mr. Kamali to know what the direct, orders were, based it on our vote, this is exactly where they go to, because not only is the video, right, but also the minutes like serve as a follow-up and written documentation of what we decide, instead of having somebody sit there and go through a video word by word, right? So thank you for that. Okay, moving on to item number 6, adjournment. Can I have a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Before we leave, I'm gonna open it to discussion, but I'll give you guys a chance to say something. But to our wonderful, wonderful staff that we just had the luncheon, to a appreciation luncheon. It was definitely very fun. But definitely want you guys to know that we so much appreciate you guys and all the great work that you guys do. We always come up with wonderful ideas, right? And we look at you guys and say, what do you guys think of this? Is this something we could do? Sometimes you guys bring us down to earth and said, maybe not. We will need this much money, right? And let's figure this out. Or you say, let's figure out what we could go about. Or when we say 1,000 emails when it comes to grants, or we follow up with you guys and stuff like that, you guys are up to the par or coming up with ideas on what we could potentially do to make sure we help with the city. So Mr. Kamali, I know you lead the team. So thank you. Thank you to the whole directors, to the whole staff. They make sure that we look wonderful and great, and that our city continues to prosper, and that every single cent is accounted for. But also the vision that we have to make sure we have a very inclusive and wonderful and green and walkable, and bikeable and rollable, all the wonderful things that we can think of, right, are happening. So we want to make sure I give you thank you, and I'll open the mic so you guys could say something as well, because it is the last of the year, not the fiscal year, but at least of 2024 year. Okay. Because we're not being dragged to another meeting, right, Mr. Kamali? All right,
Exactly.
perfect.
No.
So we're gonna go with Danielle, Valerie, Luke, and Jared. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Kamali, and all of your staff. Melissa, I think Jared is on the call too, because he does the audio visual, and any other staff that may still be on. Alma, she's there. Thank you guys, all of you, for all you do for the community, and to help us in our goals to improve the quality of life for our residents and ourselves, because we're residents too. I hope you all have a very wonderful, happy Christmas, Kwanzaa. I think that covers all of them. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and any other holiday between now and when we see you guys again. Thank you.
Luke?
Just thanks, everyone. I'll give you the greatest gift, which is time to get out of here. So go, and thank you.
Valerie and Jared.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, if you just imagine all the work you've done this year, $9.764 million, $5 million ARPA funds are wrapping up. This has been an amazing couple of years, and I just want to thank you all for your dedication and work. So thank you. Have a good holiday and Happy New Year.
Perfect. Jared?
Yep, just echo everything else. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful holiday.
All right, perfect. So there is a motion on the floor to adjourn the meeting. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Okay, it's probably moved in second. Any discussion, objections? Hearing none, this meeting comes to an end at 8:16 p.m. Thank you guys so much. As I mentioned earlier, we couldn't do this without you guys. So bye. See you next year. We'll see you Thursday, most of you guys. You'll still be seeing a lot
Thank
of
you,
me.
Mayor and Council. I wish you guys happy holidays. And thank you to the team, team made it, and I appreciate my team.
Perfect. Please stop by, you guys, to go sign the documents before you go on any vacation or any time off. Even if you're doing a staycation, go sign those documents, because that will help the staff be able to put it up on the website, and they'll have them to be able to return, especially the ARPA funding documents. They need that right away, so they'll have it ready and come and sign them. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.